Well, I'm back, and I think I'll show... shit, I just looked into the light. Well, we're back, and I'm going to show a rally car, because some people like to drive cars off-road. So here's what we got to see today. My Datsun 240Z in all its glory. So let's take a look at what I got here. Now, this is a Tamiya TT-02 RR. So the nice kit, the nicer one. Tamiya does like MS kits and different kits and of the same car. So this was the RR kit, and I've done a bit of modding, driven it a couple times, and we're going to drive it again today. But I have been doing some work on it. And hopefully it's going to drive better than it has been in the past. So the first thing, it comes without a body, so I actually bought this Tamiya 240Z rally car. Now I haven't put any lights in. I did put the light buckets on. It will have 4 headlights someday. And I must say, it's a beautiful car. It's one of my favorite actual cars, but I was a bit disappointed in this shell when I got it. The top part is extremely thick, like half a cent, no, not quite that thick, but many, many millimeters thick. And so very, very stiff. I was like, oh, it's so strong. Front molding's pretty nice, but at the back, actually take a look, they'll actually focus. It's literally as thin as a paper. So it's actually torn. I'm using Gorilla Tape to tape it together. Unbelievably thin, this whole section. So that's kind of a shame. You can see it's pretty thin there. I have put some strengthening tape in to try and hold it together, but it's a pity that the back end was so thin. In fact, when I went to drill the holes to put the bumper in, because there's 2 holes, it actually just tore it like a piece of paper. Yeah, so that was disappointing, but I am pleased with the paint job. I think it's a beautiful looking body. Now, let's take a look at the car. Set that over there. So here is my TT-02, and I built it as a rally car. So I've had to do some things to accomplish that. It came with different wheels and such for on-road driving. So we'll take a closer look, and I'll explain what I've done to make my TT-02 into a rally car. So here we have a little bit closer view. You'll see I have the rally car tires on. Those are Tamiya, and I put the rally rims on. So when you build this kit, you can build as a on-road car, off-road car. You can build slightly different lengths. I forget the length of this. I built it for the body. I think it's 252. So when you build it, you can build at different heights. Now, it's not that high, but I can put my finger easily underneath there, and it will flatten right to the chassis. But this is the highest height stock, and you'll see on the front there are different shock mount holes, building different heights. Same thing on the back, and notice I got it in the top ones. Now with the kit, I can't remember, I think it comes with the nice Tamiya, with the nice Tamiya shocks, which I usually upgrade my Tamiya as well, and it comes with the aluminum drive shaft, and it comes with a bigger spur gear, a bigger or different pinion gear to make it go faster, and you have the option to build a fast kit. So I've done that. Right now I'm running Hobbywing quick run motor and ESC, and I put the 10.5 turn in, which I originally had in, and the thing was undrivable and I crashed it, and then I put a 17.5 in, and I found that was easy to drive but a little bit boring, so I put the 10.5 back in, and I put in a AFRC, if you can see, oh it's really hard to see, gyro in there. We're going to see if that'll help with the steering. So the difference between the normal TT-02 and the RR kit is this carbon reinforced frame, which comes in blue, and I actually have a spare, so I have two of those, so that's the difference. They have these aluminum uprights on the back, you see them here. Also has adjustable toe in, toe out. Very interesting design on those, front and back. And I think that's about it. Oh, it comes with ball bearings. That's another thing. Most Tamiya kits don't. So what I have in here, I have a Savox 1256 TG servo. I put in the GPM servo saver arm and GPM steering linkage. So that'll help. And I've put on the Tamiya carbon shock mounts, front and back, just because I like those. They're nice and stiff. And I had to mod a little bit in here to do the brushless, make sure that all fit. Had to cut some pieces out, but that worked well. So that's the kit. Some other little changes I've done. Notice up front I have all these. These are actually, I just put these in yesterday. These are actually bumper foams, and I've taken some similar, there's a T-Works car goo, it's kind of like shoe goo, and I've put those in there. Now the reason I did that is because this is a little bit like a stadium truck in that the wheels kick up a lot of dirt and it fills the chassis, and in this area little sticks, these are all cutouts, and sticks and stuff will go in and it'll jam in your steering. So I filled those in with foam. I've seen some people online use hot glue and fill it with hot glue. I think the frame might want to flex a little bit. I don't want to quite put hot glue in, and also hot glue is a bit heavier, so I've used tire foam in there. I have crashed this a few times, and one thing I did break is in here there's a little plastic piece. You see it in black, and that's part of the suspension. It's got an angle on it. Over here you'll see a white thing. That's actually a Tamiya plastic bushing. Finally found a use for them. I just shoved one in there because I actually lost that piece. It snapped and came out. So I will be running this today. This is the first time since I put in the gyro, and I'll show you how that works. We'll just throw some battery wires on here. Switch on the controller. And oh, there we go. So we can see it's steering on its own, and it's set at about half level. I'm interested to see how that'll work. The reason I put it on there is because, man, this thing's hard to keep in a straight line with this 10.5 turn in. So I'm hoping this will help. We'll try it out. We'll get some video of that. Let's turn that off. It's pretty noisy. There we go. We'll try that out. We'll see if that actually goes well. Now, as a rally car, let's turn the body on. I think this is a pretty good option to go to. This car does drive quite well off-road. I think a big part of that is the big tires. I think that definitely does help, the big grip on the tires. But it does have enough clearance, way more than a road car. A road car, if I was doing track racing, I only have a couple, bare minimum in there. So there is quite a bit. So I said there's about a centimeter. There are ways I could make that. I could mod and make that a little bit more, especially on the front. I do have CV joints that I can add to the front if I want to mod that. Now I have dog bones. But it should work pretty good, especially with the steering control. I want to show you one other option. We're going to zoom out. I want to show you one other option that you can use for if you want to do a rally car build. But I'm pretty happy with this. TT-02 is a very accessible kit. You can start very cheap if you go with the base ones, like 80 bucks or 90 bucks, probably get you one. The RR kit's more expensive, but you do get nicer shocks, you get some aluminum parts, you get these blue aluminum lock nuts, a few things like that. They don't come with these wheels. I bought these aftermarket, and the tires, and the body, of course, because the higher end kits don't come with bodies. So just hold on one sec, and I will get another option, just since we're making this video, for a rally car, if you want to build a rally car. So one other option, if you want to go and build a rally car, particularly a Tamiya rally car, a lot of people do, and you can actually get the kits, is the XV01. And I have one right here. Now, it's obviously not built to be a rally car, but in some ways it's much better. Pull the clips off, and I want to show you why. And so maybe I will build XV01 rally car. So I'll just pull the body off, show that fleck paint job, which is kind of cool, right on the front. Inside, everything is covered. Battery goes in from the bottom, which is kind of a pain in the butt actually, I don't like that. But battery fits in the bottom. Too, actually might have some fitment issues. But everything is covered. So there's nowhere to hold dirt, very little area, and it comes with wheel wells, which also really, really helps keep the dirt out. So that is majorly one reason why it's better. A lot of these are built as rally cars. I find they have a little bit more steering. This one is actually built as a drift car, which not many people do because it's belt drive, not shaft driven, and it is four-wheel drive, and also it's front engine mount. But believe it or not, if you want to build a drift car, you want to go four-wheel drive, get some of these Tamiya drift wheels, and the front motor, where all the weight's up front, really latches onto the steering and swings the back end around, which is what you want to do when you drift. So it actually works pretty good. So this video is not about the XV01, but it is an option. If you want to build rally, you can build one of these as rally, and the benefit is everything is covered inside and you don't get a lot of dirt. So this one's quite heavily upgraded. One upgrade I can do on the XV01, which I haven't been able to do on the TT-02, is like it's anti-sway bars front and back. This is built more like a road chassis in that you have your traditional links to do camber, and traditional mounts. You can see I have the upgrade blue, how they connect the A-arms, that kind of stuff like you have in most road cars, but it is quite quick. This is running a 10.5 turn XV or XE run. I do have a 5.5 turn XV run. Let's just set this over here. And if this car works out, works really good with the steering control, I might put the 5.5 turn in and see what'll happen. So that's why I'm making the video before I drive it. So I'm not actually sure if the steering is a good idea, the steering control, no idea. We'll find out. Let's go drive it.
Yeah, I can see.
Faster.
There's a lot of dog shit. Ooh.
Oops. See? Very thin. That's the problem with that shell. Rip the bumper right through. Well, as you can see, we did a little bit of damage. We got a crooked smile up front. Let's just go and take a close look. Slightly messy. Alright, let's take a look inside and see how much dirt we got. Oh! Let's see. Alright, let's take our poor, totally semi-destroyed body off. And as you can see, a little bit of mud inside, see? So I was saying wheel wells would be nice. I don't smell any dog shit, so that's good. But yeah, some wheel wells would be nice because that is incredible. We ripped the bumper right through. That's that thin. It's thin. Not as thin as the back, but it's still pretty thin. And yeah, might have to consider taking that off. Back's okay. A few more cracks. Oh, our rear light bucket fell off. I don't know if you can see that in there. It's kind of hanging. It's hanging by the Gorilla tape. Well, we'll figure something out. We'll be putting that back together. Alright, let's put this body over here. Wait for it to dry. Maybe it'll tap out. And now, let's take a look at the car. So as you can see, it is pretty full. It is packed full. Now let's find out how much dirt is actually in this. Alright, there's a little bit of the dirt. It is still packed full. Alright, let's get our fingers in there and see what we can pull out. All dry grass. Let's pull the battery cables. Let's take the battery out. There's a little bit more. So, having a rally car, it is a good idea. It is pretty fun, but the problem is after you're done driving, it's kind of like those stadium trucks, those short course trucks, in that they're just little containers. Look at the motor. Jesus, this is a pen. Let's see what we can get out of here. All in around the servo. Let's see. Well, kind of clean. You can still see there's a bit more dirt. There's mud literally caked on. Doesn't smell like dog shit. So that's good. So, what do I think? I think that steering gyro is amazing. I could barely drive this car with the 10 turn in before that. It'd be so hard. It'd go out of control so quick. So I'm thinking maybe we need to go faster. Now, higher turn motors have more torque for brushless and brushed. But I wonder if 5.5 turn would have enough torque to keep this thing moving. If so, it might be pretty cool. I'm thinking I might also throw on drift tires and see how this thing does drifting, four-wheel drive drifting. And I have road tires, so I could actually take this to the track. It'd be setting quite high for the track, but I could actually take to the track. Something I'd like to improve, this front bumper mount, it's literally square, so that hits things. I'd like to have that kind of smooth piece on there. Maybe I'll get some metal and bend some sheet metal, and it'll be nice buffer for banging into things. But other than that, it held up. No broken shocks, no broken steering pieces. The only thing that took a real beating was the body, and I'm sure you saw in the video just a few flips. Alright guys, that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed that video. TT-02, excellent fun rig. And have you ever seen basically an on-road chassis perform so well off-road? I haven't, so this is pretty amazing. Alright guys, see you later.